So when we are looking at collagen, okay, collagen is a cell, okay? It is cells that build up more cells to create basically a healthy cell. Very similar structure to a dendrite of a melanocyte, whereas it has little spindly arms and they connect together, okay? So within our collagen, we have collagen fibers, okay? And along those collagen fibers are your fibroblasts, okay? So a collagen cell, and a technical term, is called a fibroblast, okay? So fibro, so think of fiber, thinking like a building something. Anything that has a BL when you're talking about a cell is a building cell, which means that it can be built and it can be recreated, okay? So this is a fibroblast and it's a building cell. Now, to throw a spanner in the works, there is also a fibroclast, which is a killing cell. So, and free radicals, environmental damage, prescriptions, poor diet, high levels of stress will produce more fibroclasts. It's actually a CL, not a okay, class, and it is a killing
collagen.
It'll kill your collagen. Okay, so environmental stress, premature aging, diet, lifestyle, all those little babies will basically produce more fibroclasts. Healthier, more balanced, omega-3, good internal environment, good external environment, low stress levels. Very hard to achieve, will allow your body to produce more of these. Okay, now we can counterbalance these. So just say, let's talk stress, because everyone's stressed, yeah? So let's talk fibroblasts, okay? So everyone has, let's say, a level 8 stress level continuously at the moment, all right? So your stress level, your fight or flight is there, okay? But it's never turning off completely, and I could talk about this for days. We'll just do the brief version, okay? So that flight or fight is still always constantly humming, okay? You're going to think of an annoying air conditioning unit. That one, yeah, the one that's going at us all day today, okay? That is your nervous system. Your nervous system are the same type of cells too, by the way, okay? Little dendrites, okay? When we have this, we're constantly sitting, okay? That nervous system is constantly sitting at that little hum, all right? What happens when we're sitting there is we obviously produce more of our killing cells, okay? Your body's just not able to produce or function at the rate it should, yeah? So if we're all sitting at this, okay, and we're constantly in a state of 8 stress, okay, and let's just say for all intents and purposes you can't get rid of that for whatever reason, whatever's going on in your life, okay, but you can adjust your diet to help to at least counterbalance it. What can we take that internally can help us to balance? Omega-3s, awesome, yep. What else?
Supplements.
Yep, so omega-3s, so supplements.
Vitamins.
Yeah. Food wise, what are we looking for? That's what's fish, yeah. Hey? Walnut, which has got your omegas, yep.
Berries and greens.
Berries. What's in our berries and our greens? Antioxidants. Key. Antioxidants. When we are stressed, can't type right today. When we are stressed, our body sends out obviously all these different signals, okay, and we have basically a free ravager, okay, or free radical that goes around and tries to kill all the good stuff, okay, so more of these killing cells, okay, they're called a free radical, all right. The more antioxidants we have, it then calms the free radicals, it balances them, okay, which means that these then become null and void, okay, or lower in numbers, yeah? So again, healthy internal will then relate to healthy external to a certain extent, okay? So with our fibroblasts, right, we want to make sure that we're building more collagen as much as we can. Now, me personally, I don't know enough because I'm not a dietitian and I'm not a nutritionist and I'm not a naturopath to know exactly how the collagen supplements work, to know whether they are able to stimulate a fibroblast cell. Okay, a fibroblast cell goes through a process of regeneration when it has a wound healing response. Do you remember me talking about wound healing last year?
So like needling.
So your skin needling, okay? So again, if we've got epidermis and this is our collagen sitting in our dermis,
Yeah.
okay? And I'm going to go through collagen induction therapy or skin needling,
Yeah.
and those needles are going to come down and put my fibroblasts in a wound healing response. It is then going to give these ones a little kick and they're going to produce more collagen. Now that is a wound healing response.
So if
Okay.
you're taking more
Wound
collagen
healing
as
system. Like,
Yes.
can.
I wonder whether it then
That's
helps. So it might not necessarily do it on its
Own.
but in
Yeah.
conjunction with this.
Well, so then the other option is, the other thing you can think of, and again, I'm not a, I want to talk to you about that though in a second. I'm not, ladies, are we actually listening? So the other thing is at the bottom, obviously, of our dermis, we have the veins and the arteries which have blood flow.
Yeah.
So no, the collagen supplement may not be going and doing what a wound healing response does, okay? But it's still getting into our blood. It's still giving oxygen and nutrients by us breathing, okay? And it's still giving vital, essential amino acids, minerals, whatever it is that's in that supplement that will be helping to build and add nutrients into your skin. To what level, to what percentage, to what quality will depend on, one, what quality your skin is at before you even start, two, who made it, what's it made from, what are they classifying their collagen from, how is it created, where is it sourced from, is it biomimetic, is it bioavailable, whatever, will depend on probably going and seeing the person who created that product and figuring it out. So me personally, I'm not a nutritionist. I don't know the answer to that. But it can potentially hurt because we put nutrients and things that our bodies are missing into our bloodstream, which can't hurt, build more collagen. But in terms of it actually activating a fibroblast and actually building collagen. So when you do skin needling, you need to actually go through the epidermis into the dermis, so you get a healing response, which is called clinical endpoint, which is blood sitting on the top, means to tell you that you have gone through the epidermis into the dermis. You've got blood spots sitting on the top, which means you know that you have actually directly pierced your collagen and your elastin and allowing them to then build more because they're in a state of shock.
Okay.
And they're trying to create more of their own cells.
Is that can take a while? Like, is that can take a while to, like, how many?
So with your collagen induction
Yeah.
therapy, your CIT, no, it'll happen on the day that it actually does it. So, but you need to have like anything, you need to have a series of them to continuously keep building, or one every 3 months, or one every 6 months, or something like that. It's only going to build as much as you actually do the service, which is why people that have skin needling, you generally book a treatment of them. So you would book 6 and you'd come every 3 months or whatever it is.
So that thing is microneedling can also do the stretch mark, isn't it? Can
Yes.
also- so what's the difference between RF and
Radio frequency,
Yeah,
it's
and-
very different.
Yeah.
It's a different modality altogether.
but would that radio frequency can respond to heal?
No, different.
yeah.
No. So it uses heat. That's very different.
Yeah, that's
And different wavelengths. So yeah, no, that's
Yeah.
different. And that's also
Okay.
dermal therapies. It's not
okay.
basic diploma. So this is CIT, collagen induction therapy. So skin needling is the only thing that I'm aware of that'll allow you to actually get in there and actually stimulate it. Okay. Now, I wanted to talk to you guys about this briefly as well. You've all seen these? Yeah? Okay, the little rollers. Okay. When you have skin needling, they obviously come in different length needles. So you can see, try and go there. Okay. So you can have a little feel if you want to. I'm not going to be using it again anyway. Okay. Lots of people buy these. Okay. I'm going to just show you something briefly.
No, I don't have one.
They come in different
What
sizes.
did you
They
say?
do come in different sizes. Okay.
This is
So
very sharp.
it is sharp. I've only used it like once. That's probably why. I think that's only a 0.5. It's only quite low. All right. So let me just go. Let's go my stratum basale again. Let's go. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about this, all right? So with your skin needling that you go in and you have in clinic, okay? So you go to a proper dermal therapist or you do the proper qualification like we were talking about earlier. The depth of their needles allows them to go down here to the dermis, okay? The reason you know that is because you'll get that clinical endpoint and you will see blood on the top, okay? You have to have blood, okay? If you go, so I'll write here clinical endpoint. Okay. If you use one of those little machines, how many of you do you think would be brave enough to push it to the point where you're going to make your face bleed without any sort of knowledge or numbing cream and to make it perfectly even over every place?
Yeah.
This one try.
Okay, I'll tell you in a
She's
second.
young enough to recover, hopefully.
Okay.
We would.
So if you're not pushing hard enough, but you're rolling it over your skin, what level of your epidermis do you think you would be able to hit?
First.
So corneum, lucidum, granulosum, spinosum, basale.
The second one.
Granulosum?
Yes.
Okay. So we've got, I'm not saying yes or no. Okay, so spinosum, granulosum, lucidum's not there because it's on the face anyway.
It depends on how thick and
Yeah.
if it's exfoliated and all the rest of it. So no,
So-
I don't believe it's getting in any layer.
No,
So the
no.
quality of your skin, the thickness of your skin, the depth of your needles, so which one you purchase, because you can go a 0.5, okay, to a 2.5, how much pressure you're willing to put in, okay? So depending on that, what most people do is they think by using these machines that they are going to get their collagen because that's what they're sold for, right? Yeah? Okay. Now, I know for a fact I can't push, and I've got pretty tough skin and I'm pretty, there's no way I can get clinical endpoint on my face. I can't do it. There's a reason we go to someone else and have that done. It's because you just can't physically sit there and push that hard, okay, unless you're a bit of a masochist, right? So what happens is people roll these machines, okay, and they definitely do not get clinical endpoint, all right, but what they do is they roll, okay, and they're trying to hit a wound healing response, but what they're doing is they're actually activating heat within the skin, okay, because you're rolling, you're activating heat. What starts to activate when you have heat?
Inflammation.
Melanocytes as well. Inflammation, heat, gets your melanocytes going like it would if you were standing out in the sun, okay? And then your melanocytes start to activate and they start to try to protect.
Drag it through because it's creating a layer.
Yep, so one, you can't get through, but your body is putting a protective mechanism. It's putting your umbrella over those basal cells because it's like, I don't like that heat. Where's it coming from? What's it doing? Now, if you're rolling this and you're maybe doing 0.5 at one part of your face, you may be doing 1, okay, and you're creating this, what are we producing? Hyperpigmentation, okay? Hyperpigmentation. So all these people are purchasing this machine online, not knowing, trying to build their collagen, okay? And even people that have a CIT
Educate all my friends.
And-
Stop using it.
and even people that have a collagen induction therapy but don't get clinical endpoint, all they're doing is activating like a wound healing response from a melanocyte. So the umbrella's coming in, the mama bear's putting its arms over the cells, activating the melanin, Now, not evenly, because you're rolling here, you might go 1 mil here, you might go 2 here, and you end up with hyperpigmentation. Now, the technical name for it is post-inflammatory, because it's inflammation, hyperpigmentation. In short, PIHP. Huge issue in the industry. Huge.
We as therapists rectify that?
No, not really. You can use tyrosinase inhibitors, so vitamin Zs, to help to slow down the melanosome. So a tyrosinase inhibitor of vitamin C will help to reduce the amount of melanin produced in each one and will brighten and lighten the appearance of the skin. But in terms of, depends on how much damage and how long it's been there for. Okay? So PIHP, so post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation, can happen from people that have peels that are left on for too long, that create too much heat within the skin. The heat gets locked in the skin, and the skin then produces a response, which is inflammation, which is then pigmentation. Okay? And it happens with lots of things because people use products, peels. You can buy a glycolic peel online, 30% glycolic. You can buy a Jesna peel, which is like nearly verging on clinical grade peels that people do at home. They leave them on, they wash them off with a hot face cloth, adding in more heat into the skin. They might then put on an LED mask, which has more heat, or they go, I'm going to go to the beach. More heat. So all you are doing is creating more skin conditions, post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation. Okay, and it's from heat-produced activities that are meant to be good for the skin, to create some sort of anti-aging benefit generally, okay, that is ultimately causing long-term damage.
We'll do anything with this cheap.
Okay. Now, if you have like pigmentation issues and you are trying to increase your pigment, perfect, fine. Okay. But if you have hypopigmentation, so low, so as you guys know, I have hyper and hypo. That's from me growing up on literally a lake and ski fields, and probably putting sunscreen on about once. Okay. Also because of my Fitzpatrick having moldy genetics, it just wasn't really a thing. Okay. So what also happens, okay, if you've got the PIHP, okay, your skin will eventually get to the point where it can then kill off a melanocyte or a dendrite. So if there's so much stress that's been put in on the skin, okay, so let me just get rid of some of this. Okay, what will happen is those dendrites can actually be killed. So this is now my hypo, so I now have white patches in my skin. So I have dark patches up the top from my hyperpigmentation, and then part of my dendrites of my arms, so the damage of my skin or someone doing incorrect needling, which I've had a couple of times, okay, or people not pushing deep enough, or me not using my roller, again, misinformed in my youth, okay, has then killed off the dendrite, okay, it's gone, I don't want to grow anymore, and I now have white patches. You can't reverse that. Once it's dead, it's dead. Yeah? So I have darker patches, which I can use laser to help to reduce, pixel laser, certain lasers that dermatologists only do, okay, but I can't get rid of those white patches. It is essentially a dead cell in that area of my face. There is no melanocytes there to grow. They don't connect. Yeah?
Right.
People that have vitiligo, so the white patches permanently in their skin, it is the same, but theirs is caused from a skin disease, okay, or a skin condition, okay? But it does the same. It kills off the melanosomes, okay, and that's why it's white. That's why the white, no. Okay? So they're all different skin types and skin conditions, yes.